Juan Soto is good at baseball. Let's step into the on deck circle.
You're listening to the DFS On Deck podcast, brought to you by LineStar App, the top-rated DFS tool set and #1 companion for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Go LineStar Premium now at LineStarApp.com. Now, here are your hosts, fantasy baseball experts Joe Pisapia and KC Bubba.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and welcome to On Deck right here on the LineStar app. It is me, it is KC Bubba, and it's you, and we're breaking down all things MLB DFS. I want to remind everybody, too, if you're an NFL fan, the pre-snap is right around the corner. Scott Bogman and myself will be recording our previews this week, get you ready and prepped for the NFL DFS season right here, courtesy of the LineStar app. So go to LineStarApp.com. Go get that premium product. I know my boy Patrick just got it yesterday. He said, hey, I got LineStar. And I said, good for you. Good for you. Well done. See, we're out there changing lives one fantasy player at a time, bub.
Yes, we are. It's beautiful to see. It's a great app, too. Like, we don't talk about it nearly enough, probably, but it's a phenomenal tool they have there. And I'm looking forward to the football time. Boggs is always good, super knowledgeable in football. And, of course, Joey P brings the heat, so we're good there.
That's right. I bring all the heat. And I am also, what did you say, an exceptional tool? Yes, I've been called that many times as well.
We are all exceptional tools. We're like a garden.
You know what? Those are the best kind of people, though. In my opinion.
So true.
So
we're versatile.
We're
versatile.
That's right. Versatile indeed. All right, so let's go after yesterday. Obviously, Juan Soto, I think, is the MVP yesterday. 2 dingers for him. Man, the guy's just incredible. You know, everyone makes fun of me because I talk about him so much. But, you know, I talk about him so much because he's so damn good. And I wish I had more season-long shares of Juan Soto. I really do. It just hasn't worked out. So we'll fly around. Hey, Jacob Degrom got a loss yesterday. You ever heard of that? That's kind of, you know. Yeah, he won 1.76 ERA, and he's 2-1. I just want let that sink in for a minute right there, boys and girls. That just makes me dead inside.
Just another season being a Mets fan, Joe. You got to start becoming accustomed to these type of things. How much is DeGrom going to sign somewhere else for? Is the real question.
Oh God, don't get me started. It's not going to anyway. Because Steve Cohen's going to come in and save the day. That's the only saving grace of 2020. The Orioles 4-3 over the Blue Jays. You also had the Mariners 2-1 over the Angels. Not a lot of exciting things with the low-scoring games, but then we got the Cardinals and Reds putting up 12 between the two of them. That's always exciting. Paul DeJong slugged his first career grand slam. Congratulations, Paul. Well done. Tyler Glasnow. I guess he's got Garrett Cole's number. It's funny because we were kind of talking about this yesterday. Like, look, Garrett Cole's a little not like the best play today, the one thing on the board, because if you want cash, go up to Bieber, who, of course, was Bieber and, you know, dropped like, 49 points, I think, on FanDuel last night, which makes total sense. Right. And then you got Tyler Glasnow, who, for 6 innings goes out there and just does enough to get the job done there over Garrett Cole. And here we go. The Rays are 25-11. The Yankees are 19-14. The Rays are in the driver's seat right now because of Glasnow and because of, what they've been able to do with that bullpen. It's just incredible. Spencer Howard got his first W. Congratulations, Spencer. The Phillies won 8-6. Rhys Hoskins homered and drove in 3 runs, so he was a big performer. Max Fried went to 6-0, so we were good to go on Max Fried and Austin Riley. We were both very high on those 2 guys in that game yesterday. Both of them came through, so a bases loaded triple for Riley was the big thing there. Bubba, 6-5 over the Brewers over the Pirates in this one. So there's a fantasy, I guess, a couple things, but nothing really exciting. But let's talk about Michael Franco and Bubba Starling, each having RBIs there. I love that there's another guy named Bubba in the major leagues besides you. That's what I always like.
Yeah, at least someone has to carry the torch because they wouldn't let me play, too good looking or too big. I couldn't tell what
too
it was.
Good
they
looking.
wouldn't let me play. Yeah,
too good looking.
So Bubba Starling.
Look, it's clearly too good looking. That's what it is. Luis Robert hit a game-tying home run in the 7th and a go-ahead double in the 9th as the White Sox bested the Twins 8-5. Don't look now. The White Sox are 2 games ahead of the Twins, boys and girls. And lastly, a shutout. Not for Marquez, but for Morjon. What? 6-0. Obviously not a complete game shutout, but still, 6-0. The Rockies got blanked in Colorado. Bubba, how does this happen?
Well, first, I don't know. And secondly, I think this could be the new strategy. The Padres basically had each pitcher throw 3 innings, so you couldn't really get honed in on one guy, I guess. It shouldn't matter in Coors, but they kept switching it up. They went righty, then lefty, then righty, I think, and maybe that kept them on their toes. I don't know. The Rockies they really haven't been as good as usual this year.
No, I'll tell you what, I'm still, me, I'm hoping for the Rockies versus the Buffalo Blue Jays in the World Series. I've already made that quite clear.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I want. That's what I want. It's 2020. I want 12 to 11 games in the World Series. I want the score to be 15-13. I just want to have fun, and I want them to play in those ballparks. I don't want them in a bubble. I want them in Colorado, and I want them in Buffalo. I want them playing those games.
That would be amazing. Can you imagine Buffalo in November? Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be snowing.
They'd be throwing little toys over the fence because the Bills Mafia would be in town.
Well, I mean,
it'd be crazy.
Colorado in November is gonna be the same thing, I would imagine, right? I mean,
oh man, we'd have 2-1 games, Joe, because it's cold.
I guess maybe it would be the inverse. maybe I'm wrong here. That would be it, right? That's 2020. Like I get those two teams, exactly. And then it's the 2-1 game, and I'm miserable. All right, let's get through. That was yesterday. Today's a new day. Yes, it is. And let's start with that all-day slate on FanDuel. Sonny Gray at 9.9 against Kwang Young Kim, 7.9 for the Cardinals. We know Sonny Gray's been absolutely filthy this year. Eliezer Hernandez against the Blue Jays. This one's in Miami, though. We've also got I'm sorry, those are the only two 6:05 games. I thought the Pirates was. No, it's 7:05. I'm wrong. So 640 here, these two games. Are you interested in moving to the all day in order to get Sonny Gray in the lineup today on the FanDuel side at 9.9?
I can see the appeal to it. We know he pitches much better at home, so I don't hate that. He's not a must because there's a couple arms I really like on the main slate, but I'm good with that. Like, usually we kind of just ignore the early slate, but Sonny Gray is that good, especially at home, where I could see the appeal to go there, and then you could go elsewhere on the main slate when it comes to bats.
Yeah, I am going to fade it because there's guys around the same price tag as well. And when you start to add in more variance, you start to make things a little bit more difficult for yourself. So I'm going to say no, and I'm going to let these two games go and continue on to 7:05. John Lester against Chad Kuhl. He's as cool as the other side of the pillow, which is always the better side of the pillow. I mean, I like the cool pillow. I don't know about you, Bubba, but like,
everything cool works for me.
Yeah, Chad Kuhl. All right, so are we targeting against John Lester at all tonight? Because that seems to be what we've had some success recently doing. Problem is, with this batting order, there's not a whole lot to like with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, I want to attack them, yes, because it's what we do. It works very well. What I would do is I just use them as, value plays, maybe a small stack if you go there. It's not a must play like usual. Like Josh Bell's a switch hitter, not bad. You could go there, but you're looking at guys like Kevin Newman and whatnot, so I'm not running to do it. Eric Gonzalez is a good value at 22, though. He went deep again last night, and he's slowly getting it going. And on DraftKings, I just keep playing Jacob Stallings every day as a value catcher. He's super cheap and productive.
Yeah, I like Gonzalez at 2.2 there, as you're saying. I also like Kyle Schwarber in this game, who's been swinging a hot bat lately, too. So give me Schwarber at 3.2. He's a nice value in this game. That's the one, like, I'll cherry pick that 3.2. Thank you very much, and then kind of move on to something else. Let's talk about Patrick Corbin against Aaron Nola. Two guys squaring off against each other. Nola's just 9.6 on FanDuel Corbin's 9.6 compared to Aaron Nola at 10.2. On the DraftKings side, a little different there. Patrick Corbin, 10.2, Aaron Nola, 10.4. So much more evenly matched on DK. So let's start with that side of things. With these two guys right here at the exact same spot, do you favor one, or are you running away with the four outcomes?
I favor Aaron Nola, but I'm going to prefer to use bats in this game, especially on the Washington side of things. On Philadelphia side of things. So if you're going to use a pitcher, I would go Nola. He's been great in almost every start. But both these teams are swinging really good bats, so I'd rather focus on bats or go the four outcomes, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm feeling four outcomes in this one. In a tournament, I think in the single pitcher site, I would consider Patrick Corbin because he's a lefty, and I think if you can neutralize Harper just a little bit in this lineup, all of a sudden things are a lot easier for you. It's also got some, the bottom of this lineup too with Gonzalez, Baum, and Quinn. It's not murderer's row down there. Not that Baum's not a talented guy, he is, but I'm gonna go in favor of Patrick Corbin here for the price for 9.6. Again, it's not my favorite play of the night, but I think it's got some oppo potential here. I'm a little afraid of Nola and cash tonight against Washington because Soto's off the charts and he's facing Corbin, and this could easily be a 2-1 game as well. So four outcomes for me. Corbin on FanDuel, specifically on DK. You can have this game and shove it. What are the other bats that you were looking for in this one?
Well, I just keep going to it in cash. Soto and Trey Turner, I pay for those two, and then I find value elsewhere because all they do is produce double-digit production time and time again. They are on fire.
Yeah,
And
Turner too.
it's a little different with Nola on the mound, obviously, but I think they're just playing so well. Turner's getting multi-hits after multi-hits, and Soto's, like you said, Juan Soto.
All right. Like I said, Juan Soto is good at baseball.
Yep.
Masahiro Tanaka, 7.5 on FanDuel against Trevor Richards to open this one for the Rays. Can the Yankees stop the bleeding here tonight? Is Tanaka the guy to do it? And DJ LeMahieu at the top of this order again? Yes, 3.5. Are we just back in here with him?
Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't mind paying up for Luke Voigt at 380 when deep again. He mashes right-handed pitching, like really crushing them this year. Trevor Richards isn't that good, but the thing is, the Rays will go to the bullpen right away. They won't hesitate, and that's what makes these very difficult to play against the Rays. So Voigt, LeMahieu, both strong options. It's just a very, very tricky game because they're going to play with you all day long, and Tanaka's not that great. So it's either going to be I can see 4 outcomes in this game, actually. To tell you the truth.
Well, from the pitching side, I just don't like Tanaka's upside enough here in this one. The Rays have been so good, so I need the win equity, and I'm not going to chase it with the Rays because that's just dumb because I know what they're going to do. Lau's always in play at 3.6. He's always kind of medium salaried there. He's kind of earned that and settled into that range here. Over on the DK side, Lau is 5.5, Luke Voigt's 4.4, LeMahieu's 4.9. So the guys we like, you got to pay a lot more. Tanaka's just 7.6, though, as a secondary arm. Are you intrigued by him tonight at that price?
No, there's an arm that's going to be very popular, but I'm just going to eat the chalk a little cheaper than him.
All right. Is that arm Ian Anderson at 6.8 on DK against the Red Sox?
Yep, because I'm not going to play him at 9K on FanDuel, but I'll play him at 6.8 on DraftKings.
Yeah, what a 9K. Jeez, one start. Yeah. All right. Oh, my goodness. Let's calm down already. He's very talented, but still, 9 already. Yes. I mean, it's like that Pearson trap we fell into. That first start was really good, and then everybody overrated him, and the next thing you know, 3 weeks later is bad, and then he's on the IL. But Ian Anderson, Red Sox lineup's very good. They're just not producing. Bobby Dahlback is a free square. A free square for Bobby Dahlback at 2.0 over on Fan and on DK. That's crazy, Bubba. That's wicked nuts.
Yes. It's wicked nuts. Yeah, he's up to 23 on FanDuel, making his debut on FanDuel. Wicked nuts, Bobby Dahlback. Yeah,
man, Bobby Dahlback's got the smart park in his car. It's unbelievable.
Single
so
park
good.
like Fenway Park.
Yeah, it's so good that this isn't Fenway Park tonight. Actually, Ian Anderson's going to go against Bobby Dahlback, and let me tell you, Bobby's going to be ready. All right, Bobby. I would
do the whole show
with,
in that accent.
Yeah, pretty much. we're gonna still ride with Austin Riley. He is just 2.5 over on FanDuel.
Still too cheap.
Yeah, on DK he's pretty cheap too. 3.4. It's reasonable there, but 2.5? What 2.5? What are you doing? Are you crazy? And it's funny too. You get Acuna back and then he's out again, and that's just frustrating too. So. I'm with you. I'm fading it on FanDuel on DK. I like Ian Anderson as that play at 9K. Is there anything here? Because if you're playing, Ian Anderson, you feel about on DK on FanDuel, would you consider going against Ian Anderson at all as a contrarian group against using guys like Devers and JD Martinez and Xander Bogaerts and guys like that?
Yeah, Devers and Bogaerts. I can definitely do Verdugo as well. He's a couple doubles yesterday.
Just 3K for him too.
Yeah, he's going to be a massive chalk on DraftKings. So if you're multi-entering, I'd recommend at least one little Boston stack in there because he blows up. You're going to have a lot of leverage tonight.
All right. If ever there was a pitcher name meant for my team, it's this one. Franklin, you're killing me.
You can't make this stuff up, folks.
You can't. His name is Franklin. I believe Colomi is how you say it. But
no, I liked it better the way you said it. Makes so much
Franklin,
more sense.
you're killing me. You're killing me.
We need you in the booth tonight, Joe.
Dude, I would be so good calling baseball. Yeah, I would make baseball games so much more fun to watch if I was in a booth calling them. I would give you all the stuff with a lot of silly in between. But I feel like it needs everything's too serious. Everything's like 2-1 pitch. No, it's enough of that. I mean, I want to go back to the days where the guys are loaded. Like Harry Carey's and Ralph Kiner is drunk by the 4th inning. That's the kind of broadcasting we need again.
I want Bob Uecker from Major League. Give me that.
Yeah. I don't want regular Bob Uecker anymore, although he's tremendous. Yeah. I want drunk Bob Uecker from Major League. Yes. But I mean, honestly, that really was Harry Carey. That really was Ralph Kiner. No, I mean, I remember, this is a true story. I'm going to tell this real quick and then we'll get to this because this is worth it. This is good radio, good podcast right here. True story. I remember as a kid, I was watching a game, and it was the Cubs and Mets, and Ralph Kiner's calling the game. And Ralph Kiner is trying to say this catcher's name for the Cubs. And this was like in the late 80s, and the Cubs catcher's name was Hector Villanueva. And he could not say this guy's name. So first inning or whatever it is, and the third inning he comes up, whatever, and he goes, Bucks for the Cubs, it's Hector Villanueva. And then the next time he comes up in the fifth inning or whatever, he goes, now bring up, and by now he's had more drinks. So he's Hector Villanueva and and he keeps saying like this. And then the last time he goes, here comes the big catcher for the Cubs. He didn't even try to say anything. He's like, screw it.
That's so good. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that stuff because someone literally out of nowhere sent me a picture of Harry Carey and his boxers doing a game back in the day, like with beers all over the counter.
Yeah, beers everywhere. He's got no pants on. That's baseball from my childhood.
It was amazing.
Oh man, I miss that. Could you imagine nowadays? Can you imagine nowadays, like Joe Buck with no pants on? He'd be fired in a second.
They'd be canceled.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, let's move on here to Franco, and you're killing me. And I'm sure you will in this game. So let's talk about the offense because I don't think we're going to be talking about the pitching in this one. I will say this. I think Dominic Smith at 3.6. I think Conforto at 3.1 is a tremendous value on FanDuel today. Nunez continues to be in a good spot there. Santander, all these guys basically – you can get involved in this game for mid threes and under. McNeil's all the way down to 2.5, by the way, too. Talk about
and 3.4 on DK, real cheap.
Whoa! Mountcastle's just 3. Man, I gotta tell you, I think this is my game stack of the night. It's so cheap. I think I'm just gonna go in on this game and see what happens, Bubba. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I've been looking at it too because there's a lot of games that stand out as great options on this slate, but this is one that you can slide into that might get for some reason overlooked because of the other options. And I agree, the pitching's so bad. There should be a lot of runs. The Smiths, the Cano's is on fire. McNeil, super cheap. Conforto, you mentioned all of them. And then, got the Santanders, Nunez, Mountcastles. There's a lot to like in this game. It's in Baltimore where the ball flies. I'm 100% on board with you.
Yeah, I mean, especially after last night, Colorado got blanked. I'm kind of gun shy after last night. I'm looking at this one here, and I'm like, all right, let's take a look here at the Orioles. Michael Fulmer versus Josh Lindblom, 6.8 for Lindblom on FanDuel. Michael Fulmer's 5.5 on DK. Fulmer's 5.4. Lindblom at 6.6. Your thoughts on this one, Bub?
Lindblom can be an SB2 if you want to pivot off of Anderson. Just know he's giving up runs, but the strikeouts will be there versus Detroit. So you can go Lindblom if you want. Otherwise, just pick value if you need it and likely stay away for the most part.
Hey, look who's back for the Cleveland Indians. It's Zach Plesac, huh? Look at that.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
You and your puka shell necklace? What's up?
Yeah. What's up, Puka? They traded your buddy, huh? Yeah, not so tough
Yeah,
anymore without your friend.
Yeah. And who's got your back now, boy?
That's right, boy. Oh, good times. All right. So Plesac is 8.3 against Matt Harvey. It's Harvey Day. So I'm getting, frankly, you're killing me, and Harvey Day in the same day. That's what I'm
saying. There's
magic.
A lot of places to go today, Joe. Lots of bats today.
This is absolutely magic. Plesac is 9.7, too expensive for me there. But on DK at 8.3, I kind of like this as a secondary arm tonight, Bubba.
Yeah, he's definitely worth as much trash that we give him. He's pitched very well this year. He's been staying loose on the alt side, like we saw when Clevenger came back. He's extended, so we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And if he has an ounce of dignity, he's going to want to prove a point. Now, that's a big question from what we've seen from him. So I don't know. But
you can actually hold 1 ounce of dignity in one hookah shell.
Especially Zach Plesac, because it oozes out of his bleach blonde tips. But it's very, very possible that
you're just jealous that you can't do that. You're just
I
jealous.
Had pictures when I was like 12 years old that had those. I will show you those pictures.
You had a Sugar Ray phase.
I had something. I had the puka shells. Dude, I had a Zach Plesac. Oh, I'm ashamed of myself right now. Zach Plesac, though, definitely an SB2 option.
Also, I'm going to be the Indians are pricey on DK. Naquin is still 2.6, but Santana and Franmil are both 4.1 against Harvey. However, I would point out on the FanDuel side, Lindor's is 3.3, Reyes is 3, Cesar Hernandez 2.9. There's a lot of value to be had tonight in this Cleveland lineup against Matt Harvey too. So moving on to the next one here, Dallas Keuchel, the lefty, 8.4 on FanDuel against Michael Pineda at 7.8. Oh my goodness, we get Michael Pineda and Matt Harvey on the same slate. What year is this, Bubba?
Yes, it is 2020, my friends, 2020. So enjoy.
It's 2020, which means give me Luis Robert again in this game. He's still cheaper compared to some of his teammates like Abreu and Jimenez, who are both very expensive on DK, but Robert's 4.7 as opposed to 4.9 and 5.5, and Moncada's 5.3 and Anderson's 5.6. So why not keep rolling with Robert? He's 3.5 over on FanDuel, same deal. Still rolling with E5 at 2.8 too. I'm just still going to keep doing that. Your thoughts on this one? Can the Twins kind of beat up on Keuchel a little bit? Or see, I was looking at Keuchel and I always kind of I don't get excited about attacking him because he just keeps the ball down. And that's the whole thing. It's like, he's a ground ball pitcher. That's not usually a good thing to be looking for in a DFS slate.
Yeah, 100%. He's always frustrated in that respect. He's a real life, good pitcher, but for DFS, he struggles. Like, you could always go Nelly. He's had success against him, but he's expensive. Other than that, it's the White Sox side of things, or you kind of just move on from this one.
Whoa, Framber is the color of your energy. Whoa! Oh, that's right. I am punchy this morning. I know it was a long weekend, but as you can see, I'm back today. I'm definitely back.
Yep. Yes, you are.
It took me a day.
And look at the price difference on Framber. My goodness.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So 9.9 for Framber Valdez. And then that's on FanDuel on DK 8.1. I mean, dude, I'm going to lock him in on DK. Play him.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's good on FanDuel too. I mean, let me tell you something. I think he's my play of the day. This is the last time I did this. It was the Lucas Giolito no-hitter where I said, I'm just going to play Giolito everywhere. Screw it. Kind of feeling that same way about Framber today.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I kind of said, if you want to play Sonny Gray to be different, that's fine. He's the same price as Framber, and Framber is going to be super popular for good reasons. And on DraftKings, like Framber, Valdez, Ian Anderson combos on DraftKings get you all the bats you want, and they have a tremendous upside. They're going to be popular, but Framber is a must-play tonight.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Like, just looking back on the slate today, it's really not a GPP arm that I'm really feeling. So I'm going to just go with the Framber and let's roll it out there, and let's just do it. Let's do it, Framber. Against Luis Garcia, by the way. I mean, they're trading off pieces. Texas is done. So, forget that. You look at the lineup here with Trevino and, Guzman and Kiner Falefa. Not to be, I can only imagine what Ralph Kiner would have called him. Isaiah Kiner, I'm kind of drunk right now. I feel like that would be his.
Oh, man, that's great.
I would get in on Kyle Tucker at 3.6. I would get in at Michael Brantley at 2.9. I think that's like your sweet spot here. Gurriel at 3K too. You could go right 3, 4, 5 in the middle of this order, or if you want to go 4, 5, 6 and put Correa in instead, or use them all, whatever you want to do. I'm very much into Houston tonight with Framber Valdez. Anything else to add to this one?
No, just try to play Kyle Tucker on both sides. There's a hunch that he's going to go off again tonight. Just going to say.
No, just going to say, could be a hunch. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk about the Colorado Rockies, who now have the Giants coming in here to Colorado. This game's at 8:40. Who's pitching for the Giants today?
Kevin Gossman's on the mound, who's actually been pretty good, but it's Coors Field, so just we don't need to talk much about that. Yeah,
not doing that. John Gray's going to be on the mound for the Rockies. Not doing that either. Not going to do it. So let's go to the bats here. We have Brandon Belt at 3.8. Wilmer Flores at 3.5, and I don't like Wilmer against the righty as much as the lefty. Yastrzemski is still super expensive at 4.3. You mentioned yesterday Toppy at the top of this order, and I will continue to go with that as well. 3.2 at the top of this order for him. Hillier's just 3K at the bottom of it. How do you approach this on DK too? Because obviously very expensive here. Story, Arenado, Blackmon, super. It's funny. I was on Blackmon and Story yesterday, and it did not work out, unfortunately. But how do you approach this today against Kevin Gossman and the Giants?
You can go back to the Rockies if you want, but I'm going to play the Giants. When you stare at DraftKings, they are stinking cheap. Brandon Belt's 4,200, and he's been playing great. You got Longoria's very affordable. Crawford's 39. He's been hitting over 300 for the last month. Dickerson's cheap. The only expensive guy is Yastrzemski. Like, you could literally put a very good Giant stack together and not break the bank. So if I had to pick one Giant, I want Brandon Belt in a heartbeat. He's owned John Gray. He's on fire right now. So give me him really, really cheap. And then if you want to go Rockies, you can. Gossman's very hittable. He's been better this year than people give him credit for, but it's Coors Field. But I want the Giants real cheap tonight.
All right. Last but not least, Julio Urius against Alex Young. The Diamondbacks also not in it. They traded away Marte yesterday. They traded away Robbie Ray. Yeah, let's like, boy, the Diamondbacks were definitely, I think, the number one disappointment for most people this year. Everybody was feeling those D-backs, and they did not make it happen in the 60-game season. So that being said, again, here's my issue. Urius is 9.7. I can have Framber for less on DK. Yurius is 7.3 on FanDuel. I have pause here, but I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't feel like am I keeping the $2,000 and pocketing it with Yurius just for the win equity today?
No, because he really hasn't been that good this year.
That's what I mean.
Really
he hasn't been.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Take Framber. Take Framber. There's plenty of value bats. Go to the Mets, Baltimore, and everything on value. You're fine. Don't play your eyes.
No, I'm not going to do it. It's so trappy. And look, it might work out. Like, he might go 6 innings, strike out 4 guys, give up 3 runs, or something like that, get a quality start and it's very possible. It's not terrible. I think it's going to be highly owned because it's the Dodgers. And I think at where these two teams are at right now, I can see it. And I can even see myself eventually like weighing myself down at the end of the day and going, oh, all right, we'll do a Urius lineup and get one in there, and that's fine. And then, but I guess the point is, it's just, you want to lock in that pitcher. So one thing we've been doing all year consistently is locking in that pitcher, making sure we have that guy on that single pitcher site on FanDuel. Because if you get that right, you're in good shape already. Like, you're already way ahead of the game because it's been so difficult this year so far with pitching. So that's the slate for today, which means it's that time again, boys and girls. It's time to call our shot. Bubba and I are each going to pick somebody to go yard, and we're going to win somebody some swag. If you follow us over at LineStar App on Twitter, you can retweet this segment and call your own shot and win some free stuff courtesy of the LineStar App. So, Bubba, where are you going tonight for your home run? Who's leaving the park?
We are going to Coors Field, and we are going to Brandon Belt because it is about to get belted for the Giants.
Very nice. I'm going to go with Houston and Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker at 3.6 on FanDuel. Love the price there for him, and I think he's going yard tonight. Lock it up. So those are our home run calls. Again, go follow us over at LineStar App and on Twitter at LineStar MLB, and get in the game with us as well. And I want to remind everybody, too, the pre-snap podcast for football coming up later this week. So start looking around. I've been tweeting links. Bogman's been tweeting links. So go start getting ready for that, because football is starting next week, if you can believe it. I can't. I'm excited about it. It's going to be great. Hooray for football. Hooray. We have baseball, football. We've got hockey. We've got basketball. We got everything. It feels like May, but it's not. It's September. So it's a very, and it's just weird. It's just weird, but hey, we've got it all at one time. At least we've got it all back. That's a good thing. In the meantime, you could also follow us on Twitter at Joe Pisapia 17 and at KC Bubba. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. There's nothing left to do now except step out of the on-deck circle and into the batter's box and go yard. We'll see you next time, kids.
You've been listening to the DFS On Deck podcast, brought to you by LineStar. Hit subscribe, tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode from fantasy baseball experts Joe Pisapia and KC Bubba.